So this is a new question coming from lead code problem number 2390, removing stars from a string. It's a medium mark problem, 2700 plus upvotes, previously asked in Amazon. What the question says that you are given a string which contains some stars. In one operation, you can choose one star and you have to remove the closest non-star character to the left of it, as well as remove the star itself. If the string return the string after all the stars have been removed. So what you have to do is you have to pick up a star and then you have to remove the just left character to that star, which is a non-star character. You can see you have to remove the closest non-star character to just its left. Okay. Now, how can you do it? For example, if you have this lead code, okay, let's say you have this string. Lead star star code star e. Okay. This is the statement, right? Okay, cool. Now you can see we have to remove every star, and with the star, we have to remove the element just to the left of it. Now, how about we try to figure out the fact that, okay, every time whenever we have to remove a star, we need to remove the element just before it. Can I say that? If we have to remove a star, we also remove an element just to the left or just before it. And whenever you have these kind of problems, where for any particular element, you have to access the element just behind it. For example, when you make function calls, one function call, another function calls another function. Now, when you have to complete the function h, what do you have to do? You have to go back to the function which was just called before h. So whenever you have to go to a situation where you have to access the element just before the current element, this just before scenario, you can handle using stack. So what you can do is you can maintain a stack. You can keep on adding the elements. So the first character is L, then it is E, then it is E, then it is T, right? Now we have a star. The moment you get a star, you have to check, is the stack empty? No. What will you do is, instead of pushing the star, what will you do is, whatever is the topmost element of the stack, you will remove it. So I removed T. And then I go to the next star. Is the stack empty? Why I'm checking if the stack is empty? Because if the stack is empty, you cannot remove anything from the stack. So now we have the second star. Is the stack empty? No. If the stack is not empty, remove the element T. And why we are doing this removal? Because the moment you have a star, inside the stack, you have the topmost element, which is telling what is the element just before the current star. What is the element just before the current star? Now you have a C, you push C. You have O, you push O. You have a D, you push D. And now you have another star. What is the element just before this star? It is present on the top of the stack. So you remove it. And then you have a E. And then whatever are the elements of the stack, you can just read them and print them all together. Right? That is something that you can actually do in order to solve this question. What will be the corresponding time complexity? The time complexity of this problem is going to be order of n. N is the length of the string. Why? Because we have to just go to each and every single character one by one, add the element to the stack, which is a constant time operation, or remove the element from the stack, which is again a constant time operation altogether. So, before moving forward in the video, if you are somebody who wants to learn the concept of AI engineering and actually make a career in the same field, then you are actually at the right place. Algocamp has launched its first AI engineering cohort, in which you will be able to learn state-of-the-art patterns on how to make these real-world production-grade ready AI applications. You will learn all the concepts from beginner to advanced, starting from basics of LLMs, understanding GPT's API, or let's say Claude's API, how you can actually set up RAGs in production, how you can make your own AI agents with a lot of interesting projects as well. You will be making projects including making your own code reviewing agent, making your own RAG pipeline which will be able to handle long running tasks as well, and whatnot. I list all of the projects here and you can pause the video and check out all of them. This particular cohort will also help you understand behind the scenes of an LLM so that you can understand how the LLM actually works, the neural network architecture, the transformers architecture, what was actually running before LLMs like RNNs and LSTMs. All of these concepts of deep learning also we will be actually covering. This particular cohort has been actually made sure that if you are somebody who knows nothing about AI engineering and wants to start your career in AI engineering, you will be able to actually do that. We will provide all of the required fundamentals, including Python, basics of Python, fast API, Docker, Git, GitHub, and everything which will help you to start your learning as fast as possible. If you are somebody who is actually looking for a more structured way to learn AI engineering with people who are actually building these products in production, do check out the link in the description section below, and don't forget to use this particular coupon code to get massive discount on the price. So let's get back to the video. Now, an interesting discussion can be around the space complexity, that what is the space complexity of the problem. The space complexity of the problem is also order of n. Think about a string which doesn't even have a star. Then all the characters of the string will go inside the stack. That is something that you have to keep in mind. Now, let's try to code this. So what we can actually do is we can take our stack class, copy, and we can paste it here. Oh, my bad. Okay. And let's see, why does this have a red line? Okay, yeah, no problem. Cool. So now we have a stack class that we implemented ourselves. We'll keep this here. And what we are going to do, we are going to say let s is equals to new stack. And, oh, sorry, not s, st, because input name is also s. We'll say for, or I can say let I is equals to 0, while I is less than s dot size. I'll write a while loop. I will say if s of I is not equal to a star, right? If the ith index is not equal to a star, okay, this should be length. Okay, if s of I is not equal to a star, what we are going to do is we are going to push it, st dot push s of I. We are going to push it in the stack. Okay. Else, if it is a star, else if it is a star, s at I is equals to a star, and not s dot is empty. That means stack is not empty. Then what we are going to do is we are going to say stack dot pop. We are going to pop the element. We are not going to add anything. And every time we should do I plus plus. Now at last, the stack will be containing all the corresponding elements which are going to be fetched once we have let's say removed all the preceding characters to the left, right? Cool. Now what do we have to return? We have to return a string, but we have a stack, so we need to convert this data of the stack in a string. Now if you want to read the data of the stack, what do you have to do? You have to one by one go to every element. You'll get E, you'll get O, you'll get E, and so on, and then only you will be able to add it. So what I can do is I can say let result is equals to an empty string. I'll say while not st dot is empty, but till the time stack doesn't become empty, what we are going to do is we'll say let character is equals to stack dot top, stack dot pop. We'll remove that character, and we'll say result is equals to character plus result, and then we can return result. Okay, if I run the code, there is a parenthesis missing here. Once again, what is the method name? Is it not is empty? Yeah, it is empty. Then what's the problem? Oh, sorry, this should be stack dot is empty. Stack dot is empty. Oh, sorry, again a variable name problem. This should be result. Okay, you can see this is giving us the right answer. Let's say we do not have any star. In that case, let's see what happens with the code. Still works fine. If I submit, you can see one shot, one kill. We are able to submit the problem. As simple as that. Now, what we can actually do is, if you want to actually submit the problem on removing stars of a string, what you can do is, you can prepare a stack of integer st is equals to new stack. We can say int I equals to 0, while I is less than s dot length. Okay, we'll check if s dot caret I, if s dot caret I is not equal to a star, then we are going to push it. We'll say st dot push s dot caret I. Else, if s dot caret I is equal to a star and not st dot is empty, if the stack is not empty, then we are going to pop from the stack. As simple as that. Okay. And this should be a stack of character. Let's keep it a stack of character. Okay, because you can see we are pushing the characters inside. And then if you want to prepare the result, what you can do is you can prepare a resultant string. String result is equal to an empty string. We can say while not stack dot is empty. You can say result is equals to st dot peak. We have a peak function, st dot peak plus result, and then we return the result. But before returning, once we have added the character, we should also pop out that character st dot pop. If I run the code, once again a problem around s. Oh, sorry. Let's bring back the original test case. Copy, paste, run. Okay, it says memory limit exceeded. 1 second. Let's see what is the problem. Okay, we have to do I plus plus. We have to do I plus plus here. Okay, now this works. If I submit, you can see this is actually submitting properly. Now, one interesting small fact that you have to keep in mind is that string concatenation is an expensive operation in most of the languages like Java as well. If let's say you have a string of length n, if you have a second, if you have a string of length n and you add one character on at the last of it, this will create a brand new string of length n plus 1. And you know how much time complexity it will take? It will take order of n complexity. Why? What it does is it creates a brand new string. It copies all the elements of the original string here and then adds the last new character here. Because strings are immutable in Java. Strings cannot be changed, right? So if you have a string in a memory location and you want to concatenate something at the end of it, you have to create a brand new string, copy the elements of the original string, and then add the last element in this new string. That's why string concatenation is an expensive operation. So in order to avoid it, what you can do is you can use something called as a string builder in Java. You can see. So there's a string builder class. It's a very simple class to use. You can see. You can create a brand new string builder and you can keep on appending the characters like. So let me show you. So you can say string builder result is equals to new string builder, and we'll start with an empty string. And here what we are going to do is we are going to say result dot append. We are going to add st dot top. Okay, we are going to add st dot top. And at last, we are going to return result.toString. So there is a toString method on the string builder, which is going to eventually convert this final string builder to a string. Now, concatenation operation in a string builder is order of 1, whereas concatenation operation in a string is order of n. Now, if you see, one second, sorry, this is peak. Okay. Now, can you see we are getting the right answer, but the overall answer is in a reverse format, right? So we have to reverse this final string also. Okay. So what you can actually do is you can say result dot reverse. So you can directly reverse the string builder also. And then this reverse string builder, you can actually convert it to a string. You can see things work. And if I submit, you can see the problem submits as well. So generally for string concatenation, you should try to use string builder altogether.